Tony G is looking down on 7-5 offsuit. This pre-flop is one of those spots where history sets the trap before the cards even hit the felt. Tony G opens the button with 7-5 offsuit, which is basically him saying, "I'm raising my seat, not my hand." He knows the table. He knows Negreanu will defend wide from the big blind.
I'm gonna raise you.
And does exactly what a strong thinking player does versus a loose button steal. He pushes back. The re-raise to 4,400 is not just value, it is a message.
I'm gonna raise the pot.
Oh, this is the type of game it is, huh?
You have no idea. It's been
Every hand?
every hand. From the very first hand, too.
It's been vicious.
32 more?
To 4,400.
That's the first time I've re-raised from the big blind.
Tony calls.
You must have a really good hand.
It's true. Re-raised him from the big blind when he raised on the button? Very first time.
The flop comes king, 9, 8, and for Negreanu, this is about as good as it gets without actually making a hand.
You must have a really good hand.
Not bad.
Did you qualify?
I qualified.
Qualified.
Queen 10 suited here is a dream semi-bluff. Range-wise, it smashes him as the 3-better.
Take it.
He has all the big broadways, all the strong kings, all the overpairs. Tony, on the other hand, is sitting there with 7 high and a handful of backdoors. The turn brings the ace, and that card completely rewrites the script in a very subtle way. For Negreanu, range-wise, it is an absolute slam-dunk card to barrel. The ace belongs to the pre-flop 3-better. This is where Tony's line becomes dangerous. With 7-5, he has almost nothing, some tiny backdoor straight ideas, but nothing you want to stack off with. Yet he raises to 30,000. That raise is not about his hand. It is about everything he knows about Negreanu's range and the situation.
Guess what I got?
Nothing.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I got. You're gonna have to take it,
Maybe
sir.
a draw.
Daniel folds.
Maniac play pays off again.
Queen 10 of spades I had.
Just threw 20 in, hoping for the best. You the Mr. Robo, right?
I'm happy to be at this table. Chips are fine.
Friendlies, we're very liberal.
Bet 10,000, get raised. Insta-muck. My type of game.
Daniel Negreanu has 6-3 suited.
Tony, the only reason I played is they told me you were going to be on the show. They just called me right now at my house, and they're like, "We got a game with Tony G." And I got here as fast as I could.
And
so
if you didn't, someone else would have. It was a race, and you just beat someone else.
Pre-flop, this is Tony G doing Tony G things.
And you folded every hand, and you're tilting me up so much. Hello?
I have folded 2 hands.
He opens to 1,500 with 10 deuce offsuit, pure ego fuel, not hand strength.
What is going
no
on
straddle.
here? Bring someone that's gonna play a hand.
It is the kind of stab he loves.
Okay, I'll play.
6-3 suited looks like garbage on paper, but against Tony's opening range, it is exactly the kind of hand you do not mind defending. It is cheap, it is suited, it can flop disguise monsters, and most importantly, it keeps Tony's bluffs in the pot.
I'm the donkey, I gotta sit here and play every hand?
I have a maniac on my left.
What maniac? I'm just playing.
You have to play tight when you have a maniac on your left.
The flop comes ace-6-6, and it is about as close to a dream as you can script for the big blind defend. Negreanu goes from speculative suited trash to trips with 99% chance to win. The only question left is whether Tony G can read him for what he has or not.
Daniel thinks you can just take it from me.
He is up against a line that screams real strength from a player who is not known for punting stacks with nonsense in these spots.
You can. I mean, I can't defend it any
I
longer.
have 3 6s, by the way.
Really?
Of course, yeah, because if I would have had nothing, you would have just played, but because I have 3 6s, you have to fold.
That is sick. You had 3 6s. Really?
I did, yes.
That's sick.
Pre-flop initiates a spectacular leveling war between 2 of Canada's finest poker minds, showcasing how high-stakes tournament poker often revolves around playing the player rather than the cards.
Just can't see.
Oh,
Thank you.
no problem.
The action begins with Sam Stein opening to 17,000 from the cutoff. McDonald, sitting on the button, looks down at ace-jack offsuit. It is a strong hand, but instead of calling, he decides to apply pressure with a 3-bet to 42,000, targeting Stein's wide opening range. However, Negreanu is waiting in the big blind with Queen 10 suited. This is where the psychology deepens. Negreanu knows that McDonald knows that Stein is opening light. Therefore, Negreanu assumes McDonald's 3-bet range is also very wide. Negreanu decides to run a cold 4-bet bluff to 96,000. It is a bold move, completely based on the players, not the cards. Stein quickly gets out of the way, but McDonald isn't finished. Believing Negreanu is making a move, McDonald clicks it back, 5-betting to 150,000.
Can't see.
Re-raise
150.
makes it a total 150,000.
Yeah, can you see that stare down?
Now, Negreanu is in a bizarre spot. He has been re-raised by a player he was trying to bluff. However, because the 5-bet is relatively small and the pot is so bloated, Negreanu feels priced in. He makes the call with Queen 10, taking a massive inflated pot to the flop out of position.
I check.
The flop falls a completely disconnected board that misses both players entirely. The pot is a staggering 328,000. Negreanu, the pre-flop caller, checks. McDonald, having seized the initiative with his 5-bet, fires a continuation bet of 77,000. He is representing a premium overpair like kings or aces, trying to end the hand right there. But Negreanu is reading the narrative, not the board. He knows McDonald 5-bet light, and he knows this flop doesn't connect with the type of hands McDonald would use to do that. Negreanu decides to pull the trigger on a massive high-variance play. This is a breathtaking display of aggression. Negreanu is holding absolutely nothing but queen high, yet he is playing his hand exactly as if he had flopped a set of 9s or 4s.
Can you show any? No, don't actually, don't.
Don't show?
I'm recommending.
You recommend I don't show?
No, I was gonna say show
go
one.
with Scott's
No,
even
I was
recommendation.
gonna say show 2 or 0. Don't show 1 here.
Don't show 1, because that's needle-ish.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say 2 or 0.
I'm going to show... I'm going to go with my lawyer and go 0.
Yeah.
Daniel Negreanu is looking down at pocket queens. Pre-flop begins in the high-stakes arena of the Poker Stars Caribbean Adventure, featuring a legendary confrontation between two of the game's greatest icons, Daniel Negreanu and Eric Seidel. The hand serves as a masterclass in how even the world's best players can talk themselves into disaster when they prioritize the metagame over the actual strength of their cards.
I guess this goes as a raise then.
So Daniel puts him all in. And Eric is drawing to an ace
234, right?
with his tournament on the line.
Where my hubris stuff.
Eric was already not in great shape. We saw Jonathan fold an ace.
The flop is all clubs.
That's good, right? Yeah, clubs. I was able to say that I had the club.
1 ace left.
Oh, you had an ace too?
No. I say 1 ace
One ace
left.
not?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Ace the club. No,
Ace
I know.
finito.
I don't like this. No. Already.
Doesn't look good, does it?
At least for Eric's sake, Jonathan folded the 1 ace that's no good to him.
And that'll do it. The flush for Negreanu.
All right, good luck, kid.
Daniel Negreanu is holding pocket aces, pre-flop.
The vibe of the people.
No, just the way the country's structured because of it's a Commonwealth as well. It's a Commonwealth country.
Okay, like, yeah, in those
It used to be
regards.
a British colony, so the legal systems are very similar.
Hashem and Viffer call.
Canada and Australia, very similar.
Very similar.
We have so many things in common.
Both share a mutual love of Paul Hogan and Jim Carrey.
The corruption is very low.
Pre-flop. This is a classic straddle pot goes wrong for the caller setup. 3 players limp into Negreanu's live straddle, and when the action gets back to him, he wakes up with aces. From his point of view, this is perfect. The pot is already juiced, ranges are capped and weak, and he can punish all the limpers in one move. He bumps it to 5,000, which is a big sizing, but exactly what you won with the premium out of the straddle. Fold out the absolute trash, isolate 1 or 2 players, and build a pot where your strong overpair can get paid.
Look at that. We lost Viffer and Tony G.
Hashem peels with pocket 4s, and that call already tells you a lot.
I didn't think we'd get that many out. Thought we'd have a family.
He is not calling to see what happens. With a random hand, small pairs in position against a very aggressive Negreanu are there to try to flop a set or use Negreanu's image against him on low coordinated boards. The flop comes structurally much better for Negreanu than for Hashem. All the overpairs and big Broadway hands live in Negreanu's range. Hashem has a lot more small pairs and suited connectors that either whiff or pick up thin draws. The turn is the 10 of spades, which changes the texture far more for Hashem than for Negreanu. A lot of Negreanu's one-barrel bluffs pick up equity here. Hands like Queen-Jack in the front door spade draw is now very real. Instead of double-barreling, though, Negreanu checks. That check is sophisticated. With aces, he does not block any of the flushes, and this card massively improves Hashem's ability to represent something big if more money goes in. Negreanu now slides out 12,500, a river bet that is more about clean value and pressure than thin hope. He knows Hashem's range is capped after the turn check, made up of exactly the sort of mid-pair and showdown-hungry hands that hate facing one more bet.
You're going to be 1-all after this hand? You have to show me if you're bluffing, right?
Hashem folds.
Come on, I showed you.
Showed the ace. One of them.
Card.
That'll do.
That was good?
No, that wasn't good. But...
That was like the same as not showing.
Daniel Negreanu is about to play 6-deuce suited. Phil Hellmuth opens to 800 with King-10 offsuit, the kind of loose early raise he uses to test the waters and try to play pots post-flop. Negreanu immediately leans on it, re-raising to 3,600. With 6-2 suited, this is not about raw card strength. It is about punishing Phil's wide open, isolating the weakest range at the table, and taking the betting lead in position.
Who lost the last pot?
Doyle Brunson cold calls with pocket jacks, a classic trap that keeps worse hands in and avoids turning his medium-high pair into a bluff catcher against a 4-bet. Getting the price and curious to navigate post-flop, Phil comes along. That is a very Negreanu result. His pre-flop 3-bet range contains plenty of big queens, overpairs, and high card backdoors, so checking back keeps his range wide and ambiguous while realizing equity with his suited wheel trash. It also invites Phil to fire turns from out of position and forces Doyle to reveal how comfortable he is with jacks on a coordinated board. When Negreanu declines to c-bet, he preserves the option to attack later streets if either opponent betrays weakness with sizing or timing. The turn is the 4 of spades, a deceptively important card. It adds real backdoor flush pressure while also nudging straight grids like 3-6 into view. Phil leads 7,000 into about 19,000, a classic mid-sizing that tries to win the pot before the board becomes scarier. Against Daniel, that size usually reads as one pair or air rather than a queen or better that wants protection and volume. Daniel just calls. He is not chasing, he is keeping Phil's bluffs alive, protecting his own strong hands that would play this way, slow-played queens and some spade floats, and setting up maximum leverage on rivers that amp up the story. Doyle, now sandwiched in hating life with jacks, lets it go. The river is the 2 of spades, completing the backdoor spade flush and putting 4 to a wheel in the picture. It is a nightmare card for capped 1-pair holdings. Phil drops a 6,000 block bet, a telltale sizing that asks for a cheap showdown and implicitly admits he does not love his hand. Daniel pounces and raises to 46,000. What does he represent? From Phil's seat, it is coherent for Daniel to have exactly the hands his line preserved, 2 spades that checked flop multi-way, called the turn lead, and now raise for value, or a slow-played queen with a spade that upgrades from bluff catcher to thin value on a bet-blocked river.
Speech time. It's gotta come.
He might have like 6-9 offsuit. It's Daniel. Good bet.
And Phil lays it down.
Finally got there. Took a while, but I had you.
He nailed it. Look at that. That's sick. That's not gonna look good on TV.
Yeah, whatever that is, it's not gonna look
Whatever it was.
That's gonna be bad for a profile, unfortunately.
Daniel Negreanu is looking down at Queen 7 suited.
36. So you have a few more years before you get in that Poker Hall of Fame. You're both gonna get in, for sure. 100%. You two. I don't know, but no offense, I don't think you guys are getting in yet. Maybe. A little bit.
I'm
Maybe
not.
some
I'm
more
not.
stuff.
I'm not.
That's all I ever wanted to do in my life.
In your life was
get
be
in the Poker Hall of Fame. It's like the little ceremony and
Yeah.
what do they do there?
It was probably
Have free food.
cool, right? It was
I didn't think
cool.
it was a big. I was like.
When's
I
your
didn't care.
ceremony? When's your ceremony?
Oh, it was already done. November last year.
Was it?
Yeah. Yeah, you were supposed to speak there for me and all that. You were busy.
You were supposed to speak.
I don't know where you were. Yeah.
I would have came to it.
I don't even know.
Pre-flop begins in the high-stakes environment of the shark cage, where the unique shot clock and penalty rules add an extra layer of psychological stress to every decision.
Raise. 30,000.
Negreanu, the master of small ball and reading souls, decides to widen his range significantly from late position. He opens the action to 30,000 holding Queen 7 of clubs. While this is a statistically loose open, Negreanu relies on his ability to outmaneuver his opponent's post-flop. The flop falls a disconnected and dry board texture that seemingly favors the pre-flop caller. Antonio has an overpair to the board, but true to his defensive line, he checks to the raiser. Negreanu, holding absolutely nothing but queen high, chooses a very disciplined checkback. The turn brings the 6, a card that adds a layer of complexity to the board. Antonio, sensing that the free pass on the flop has ended, decides to take the betting lead. He fires 53,000. He is betting for value and protection. Negreanu, now holding significant equity with his straight draw and his overcard queen, makes the easy call. The river is the 4. Antonio looks at the board and sees nothing but low cards. He remains convinced that his pocket tens are an unbeatable overpair in this specific spot. He decides to go for a massive value bet, firing 100,000 into the pot. This is where the trap snaps shut.
So he wants to go to the cage, is what he's saying? I think you might go. I don't know. So if he's bluffing, I call him. He goes, hangs out there for a little while. Ah.
Daniel calls with his straight. Boom.
Antonio, let's see that.
He goes to go to the cage, right? If it's a bluff. No value, never mind.
You thought it was another card?
Straight.
Yeah,
I have straight.
Straight with queen 7.
Of course.
God, you just get there.
I do. That's how I play.
I do. That's how I play.
You just
I'm so happy.
sick.
The worst winner ever.
You just look so steamed every time Daniel
He
beats you.
always has it. Fucking unbelievable.
Like, you wouldn't be upset if I beat you like that, would you?
No.
Not as
No.
It's annoying the way that I win. I'm like Floyd Mayweather, you know? Boring to watch, but I win. I find a way.